Sean Duffy, former Wisconsin congressman and co-host of The Bottom Line on Fox Business. To hear the words, "have gotten a taste of what it's like to be a Muslim in this country," I don't remember protests ever in my time of people chanting by the thousands on the streets, essentially hating on Muslims. Do you?
So first is Susan Sarandon. She's an anti-war activist, Julie.
Yeah.
She's come out against the Iraq war, all these wars. But here she takes the stage and, in essence, is promoting war, defending what Hamas has done in their attacks on October 7th to Israel. And so it's interesting how liberals, I might call her communists, can justify some things, but then, rally against others. And she's a hypocrite. You know what? Good for her for being canceled by her agency. Yep. But I want to go back to the other clips you pointed out, Julie. Listen, this hate that has spread, fomented across the country, I think it comes from immigration, and it comes, per Alexis's report, from college campuses. And we as Americans, we have to support our Constitution. We have to say, you know what? You have a right to speak. Even speech we do not like, you have a right to say it. You can't bleed into violence, but you have a right to talk about things that we may vehemently disagree with. And for me, I'm an avid supporter of Israel, was in Congress, am right now. I hate the things that are being said, but I support their right to say them as long as they don't cross into violence. This little girl you mentioned, I think she's 19 years old, in New England, firebombing this Jewish facility. This is what the Democrat Party has become. The way they use their mouths is by acts of violence. Whether you firebomb or you take to the streets, you burn, you destroy, and instill fear in people to get them to come to your point of view, as opposed to going, in America, we actually have debates. We have conversations, and then we have usually votes to come up with some agreement as to where the country should go. But if you want to get this hate out of the country, go to college campuses. Go to where it really is fomenting. Shut down immigration from places where people come in with views that we traditional Americans don't actually agree with.
I mean, it comes from a place of ignorance. And for Susan Sarandon and any Hollywood elite liberal who is going to sit there and talk about how now Jews are getting a taste of, their own medicine? Because Jewish people in this country have not ever done anything like we're seeing right now. The former Facebook CEO, Sheryl Sandberg, at least she's coming out with a rational, emotional plea. Watch this.
Rape was part of the attack by Hamas terrorists in Israel. Friends saw their friends raped and then murdered at a music festival. Rescue workers recovered bodies, naked and bloody with their legs spread. The silence on this from too many is deafening. We have come so far in believing survivors of rape and assault in so many situations. How can we ignore how these women spent the very last moments of their lives? No matter what you believe should happen in the Middle East, anyone with a mother, a sister, a daughter must speak out now to condemn rape as an act of war.
Kudos to her, first of all, for putting out that touching message that just gives you chills. And you must be human. If you're not human and don't get chills from that, something's wrong with you. There's a new piece that points out the silence on the atrocities from many women's groups. Quote, especially striking has been the response from many so-called intersectional feminists. Many have sought to contextualize or even deny the violence that women were subjected to. It seems the usual feminist call to believe women who make allegations of sexual misconduct does not apply to those women who were raped or assaulted on that day. Why are we not hearing from Susan Sarandon, a so-called liberal feminist, about the atrocities that were committed against innocent young girls and women and grandmothers, for God's sakes? I mean, she's old enough to be a grandmother. No sympathy there. Instead, let's just feel sorry for the Palestinians when Hamas brought this on. Israel did not go into Gaza and start raping and murdering people. They are on the defensive end, and we are championing terrorists. That's what the Hollywood elite are doing.
100%. I couldn't disagree with most issues that Sheryl Sandberg holds, but this one, she was spot on, and she did it passionately. And what you oftentimes find is that a lot of these women groups, international women's groups, American women's groups, they support women when it's politically expedient for them. If they can use it against Donald Trump, they'll use it. If they can use it against Republicans, they'll use it. As opposed to saying, you know what, I don't care about the politics of this. I support women, and you're right, as an act of war, women shouldn't be raped. Women shouldn't have their breasts cut off. That shouldn't happen to any woman. And every single organization should stand up and proclaim that. And when they don't, their silence is deafening. And it says, this is not about women then. This is just about your political movement and political ideology, not actually about caring for, protecting, and supporting women.
Silence is deafening, for sure. Sean Duffy, thank you so much.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.